Howdy and welcome to Sunburnt Gaming. Continuing on with our 1920s mage game. Last time, the group was able to win back all of Joan's memories and past experiences and temporal sympathies and whatnot. But while that was happening in the Hallow of Snake Eyes, Jean Dao, they don't really see. They think it's too big a risk to risk the memories and experiences of a mage for the sake of just one sleeper. So they went off to achieve some different goals. Where did you plan on going? How did you plan on?
I don't remember their names.
So of which particular person?
We have like a second man, right? I need to like figure out what our
Yeah. So you should see all the key names on the Roll20. So below you guys
Okay.
was Everett Bruce. Currently, you and Ernest are the head of the men, but like Everett used to be. And he's taking back a bit of control. But yeah, you guys are the heads. So.
I guess I'll visit the Fight Club.
Okay. So yeah, it's this warehouse that's been turned into the fighting pit and offices around. You going when it's active, or are you going when it would be like not really in much use?
I'll go when it's active and just have a look-see. It's sort of like the boss coming down to inspect it when working.
Okay. So you're definitely going to get looks from people like just because you're the boss. I think some will be not expecting you because of how you can see pacing around, sort of not patrolling, but just keeping an eye on things. Everett is there. You can see that he's primarily focused on looking at the crowds. It's not a big, dense crowd or anything, but it's what you'd expect for this sort of thing. People are punching each other. You can hear a lot of the sound is from the shouting and the egging on. It seems to be you could say routine.
Okay. Well, I can't really just stab Everett out of nowhere. Okay, well, I guess since everything's going fine, what was Everett's job again?
So he was previously the head of the toughs men, the violences of the gang, before you guys sort of took over and usurped. Then he was just he was like a lackey of you guys. But apparently in your absence, King has made him like this is his racket. He would think that maybe you or Ernest gave him the job.
Oh, well, I don't want him looking like a weak leader. I have to wait for him to screw up. Well, kick him down. Damn it, King. Alright. I guess I'll talk to the gambling is not my deal. I figured out what our drug trafficking is. Drug trafficking, yeah.
Yeah, so the drug trafficking is, I believe, primarily handled now by Domino. He's the head of that. So it means King was in charge of it the past 2 weeks.
I don't want to step on toes. I really want to demote like Everett, but it looks bad if I don't have a good reason. Okay, I'll wait until you guys come crawling out. We'll do business.
Okay. So, we're doing a time skip then, or?
Yeah, it seems like I can't figure out what else to do.
Okay.
Besides, it's stabbing different.
When all you have is a sword. John Dow is not the most subtle political person. We are learning. Not much of a schemer. Okay, so if the group then, like most of the group convenes, we'll say that experience is there. So we'll say that they're dealing with their patrols. Their men under them. So maybe they're currently on patrol or something, while the rest of you guys are able to communicate and talk, and have like a meeting as leaders. I think we'll assume that this is after Joan has got their memories back. And Danny, would you have checked your gift by this stage?
Yeah, if we've done that, I probably would have. When I go home for the night.
So in that case, I will say that what you've got, it doesn't seem to. I assume you look at it in Mage Sight.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I can tell you that it doesn't seem to be magical according to what your limited senses, according to your Arcana.
Okay.
It is a small book, very small, that appears to have completely mundane, non-magical writing within it of various wizard names and then dates. And those are, from what you can tell, because you recognize some of the names, not all, but you're on the list. And from looking at the ones you know, and it's particularly your entry in there, is that it is the date that you awakened.
Ooh.
So yeah, it's basically just a list of when various mages awakened, including some seers.
Okay, interesting.
So, which you probably wouldn't have access from. You'd be able to get a lot of that from the Silver Ladder, but there's bits of that data you wouldn't have been able to get from the Silver Ladder.
What's
so
the most, if I flip to the back, what's the newest one that's there?
The newest one?
I mean, the latest,
Yeah, the...
And, what date would that be? Just trying to get, when is this up to kind of thing.
So I think the most recent would have been 3 months ago. It is what appears to be a person called the Rot Between.
Okay. Doesn't sound very positive. Okay, cool. I'm gonna do some light reading.
Okay. So yes, that's what you would have gotten in between. So yes, Kim has some leadershipy discussion to have.
So we need to figure it because I learned that King has given Everett more of a solid base, and now I can't get rid of him without looking bad because he hasn't done anything wrong. So maybe we should need to look into our other outlets and see what been messed up or what they've been doing or what orders have been given.
I think I found out some stuff about the gambling thing. It was going pretty well recently, right?
Yeah, he's been mainly keeping things about the same, I think, with the gambling aspects, except skewing the odds a bit more. And manipulate. He was doing on the business side of things are about the same, but he was using his magic to exploit people.
They screwed up my side of things.
Well, what about with the, I don't know, drugs? Anything change with that? Do we know? Domino, have you talked to anyone?
Step on
no, that's about it.
We can say that knowing this discussion was going to happen, that you could do a bit of a look into it if you desire.
Yeah, I would like to.
So you would see They've been a bit more aggressive about the drug situation.
They're not going
They
to sell it to kids, are they?
they're not really taking issue with selling to the kids. He hasn't pushed it immediately though. He does seem to be thinking that it would be better to, because every now and then they've been mentioned. I think there was a kid who was like a messenger for the gang at one stage, but that was like about the level of involvement kids had in the gang at all. Like they didn't get involved. They didn't get like they weren't really selling to the kids from my understanding. But in this case, like he'd be less strict about it, you'd say. But the main form of it is like he's trying to get more traffic in from outside to not be as reliant on just you guys. Especially because one of their best chemists, who King was pretending to be, like, he isn't Domino, so he isn't Andrew, so he like, to sort of cover for that, he started reinvesting and refocusing away from you and from Andrew and more towards external forms and external sources of the drugs. He, unfortunately, because like he only had 2 weeks, so he's like only started to make some of those deals. They haven't like done a full shipment from like China or Indonesia, for example. But he's trying to get some in.
Shipping from them?
Yes.
I don't like the sound of that.
When has Asia and the opium trade ever had issues, Matt?
Maybe we should put a stop to that. It's not my business, but that seems like too much of a risk.
Domino, what do you think on that?
Yeah, I would. Alright, what's our approach then? To stopping this?
It may not be that simple. Like, they obviously sold the idea pretty well.
What is how I make it more convincing argument?
Okay.
Of,
What's your argument, guys?
Yeah, we should just do domestic because it's what year is it?
1924.
Okay, there's going to be let's see, how long is that journey?
I think you guys are still producing enough heroin, maybe inside the locally, but what's that want to say?
Okay, I think we can use the argument that there's just going to be that there has been and there might be more wars in that region, so it's not going to be a stable place to like buy drugs from if like the growth of the drugs just get burned down.
You can make a stability argument. I think that
Okay.
This is where like
should suffice.
Yeah, like Russia recently went to war against Manchuria and maybe not Japan.
I think the Japan's like a bit later, right? A bit closer to World War II.
There was a Russia-Japanese. Yeah, where we go? Between. Yeah, there was like a 4-way battle. There were several wars though between Russia, Manchuria, Korea, and Japan. They were like the same amount of land. So it was before World War One.
Oh, okay.
Start of the century.
What you would know in character.
Like something I would know. Yeah, there's been a few wars. Everyone wants that same amount of land.
If you want, maybe, I mean, if I have a link to it, I can try and see some future stuff, but don't know if that's actually that helpful.
You can see how much it relates. Like, you can see how
Yeah.
it would impact you
Yeah.
and all your businesses.
Let's try not to see like World War II, and then you might like start like a genetics program.
So I can tell you that Acanthus in this time frame, they have the general belief that if you cast any spell in a long term of like, is there going to be like wars or whatever, or like any long term divinations, you keep hitting it. There's world war shall happen, regardless of like what sort of questions you are. After a certain point, there's been like, oh, World War, the Great War broke divination a bit. They don't, so they're not sure whether or not that the war that they say is going to happen in a few years is real, or just because it's broken by the Great War. In real life, we know that the World War II does happen. But yeah, there is a Mage Noir supplement, so and that's one of the things it talks about. It's like, oh, every time we do a divination, it says there's got to be this World War. That's not a good sign.
So, do you guys want to know, or we just want to do it in general and just not risk it? Because there's no point in casting it if we're just anyway gonna go.
Oh, the World War is interfering, probably. So I guess we'll just go with what we know.
Does Domino? Would it be weird if we all went, or should it just be Domino?
I'll go because I need to like check up on other branches.
I mean, we can all go, but like, are we actually going to be involved in the conversation to convince us, or what I'm asking?
I might need help because otherwise I'd just be intimidating. But
I don't know if this is slightly out of line.
Yeah.
But there is also one thing that comes to mind when it comes to what Matt has mentioned is that. So you say you can't get rid of Everett until like he does something wrong, and then you can like go, oh look, I point at this issue, and that is why we kicked you out of this. Are you guys going to set up something going wrong?
I mean, I thought about it, but like, is there a reason to get rid of Everett besides, like really?
Took some of the stuff away from him, and Mike, and Ernest.
Maybe
Kim and Ernest.
We're close. Might need to help out then. But
It's
like,
the
yeah, but I don't know.
birthplace of Red Fist.
Okay. I don't know how I feel about that. This seems very risky. Risk. High reward, though. Damn it, I'm in! But yeah, it has to be something like not super violent. I don't know what we would be able to do. Like, I guess we can cast Fate to make him screw up, but I feel kind of bad doing that, It's like cheating.
Yeah. I'll wait until the next gang war happens.
Why is there a next gang war?
Hey, we can always time skip, don't worry. Okay. So, you back, Anthony?
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay. In that case,
So, I mean, possibly make you better at this sort of thing if you want, because I'm not. I think it would be weird if I come up and kind of say all this and you're just there nodding, because this is kind of your thing.
All right, so
Maybe try intimidating them,
no, I would if I were to, I would try to like intimidate, just to
I just realized, did I ever like explicitly tell you guys to write the status merit onto your sheet?
Status merit. No, you have not.
Oh, I have
I
order
realized
status.
I don't have it. Order status, yeah, 1.
Yeah. But yeah, you should have gang status as well.
Yeah.
Which gives a bonus when doing things against your underlings.
Yeah.
It's not a very like high. There's only like 2 or 3 levels of the gang, so I'm thinking just status 2.
Okay.
But yeah, everyone should get status 2 also, and I'm gonna at Mike.
My intimidation isn't the best still. It's like 2, and I have a presence of 2.
Theoretically, you can get a bonus from weapons, but
Bit concerning.
I don't know how that works with a Molotov.
Gets out the Molotov, lights it.
Start throwing. No, I still
You
use
don't do this
knives.
change. I'm burning this operation to the ground.
If you want, I can just cast the spell to make you good at stuff. But if it costs mana, I'm out because I really don't have a lot of mana.
That's fair. I mean, I should have it built up, but it's a lot of tasks right now.
Okay, so you're gonna have to search around and find out who the contacts were. And it is with an external foreign gang. It is a Tong. Is that what they're called in China?
I don't know.
Because I know the Tong Wars, but I don't know if Tongs are the name for. It's okay. It's normally foreign, the Tongs, so it wouldn't apply. It wouldn't be the appropriate one, apparently. Yeah, predominantly in Chinese immigrants predominantly living in the United States, with small numbers in Canada, Australia, and United Kingdom. But okay, we'll just say it is. I'm not sure of the exact word, but it is a Chinese foreign gang of some kind. That is the contact. Are you bringing muscle along to this? Are you going to request a muscle?
Yes.
How many guys gets brought? Kim?
No, I would say
How many are they bring? Or we'd probably not know that. I was thinking like 3 or 4.
You wouldn't know without magic.
I'll say 5 then.
Before you go, if you're the one who's going to be talking, maybe I should cast Exceptional Luck on you
Yeah.
to give you a boon. I'm thinking the most helpful boon would probably just give you the die bonus equal to potency on trying to resolve this and convince them of this idea. Are you withstanding it?
No, I'm not.
Okay, so
That's
I'm
when they
guessing.
break your legs.
Ah!
I'm
Man.
not doing that, don't worry. So we're doing this over time, or is this gonna be like a sudden thing? Like, do we have like an hour or so?
Set up the meeting. Can we set up
You're
the
gonna have to establish a time for the meeting and stuff, so you'd have a bit of time to prepare at the very least.
Okay, I'm gonna do a quick check. So it's a 2 fate, so I should have enough reach to do duration again. How many spells can I control? It's up to your Gnosis, right?
Your Gnosis, yes.
Then I am good then. So yeah. Not instant because we'll take the time, so I'm just gonna do it on Domino. I don't think anyone else needs it. Reach for duration. If I reach for duration and it's not primary, how long does it last then?
By default, it starts at scene.
So I need to do some minuses for that, right?
And then it goes like day, week, month.
Well, we're doing it on the day, right? So I'll just do day then. Is that just -2?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm gonna -2. Can I use high speech, which would just offset that, right?
Yep.
Okay, what else should I use? Okay, what are we doing? We're making you good at something. Maybe I just like basically underneath like some shirts or whatever. I don't know. Everyone seems to wear multiple layers. I'm just gonna put like a bunch of like lucky signs on you. So here's a rabbit foot. Here's a horseshoe. Make sure that's pointing the right way, okay? Just doing this all as while I'm casting in the ritual.
Just a double
Maybe
check.
Put some like in my pocket. I write a bunch of numbers down and I paste this one. Put that in your pocket. I make sure I do not write number 4.
So what kind of dots does this give me for stuff I'm not good at? Like just
So
negates and minuses, or
It's the one that it's basically going to give you. Wait, I had it open. The boon is grants a dice bonus to potency on certain actions, which will be a
Okay.
single skill. Number of rolls equal to potency, so it could be multiple. But I feel like this is going to be like more of a one roll. But in theory, it can be used for. What's the potency for this?
So if it's potency primary,
Yeah.
then it would start with 4 for you, and then
Yeah.
be another one for every -2.
I'm not going to take any minuses. I think 4 should be fine. So you basically get a dice bonus equal to potency, so 4 dice bonus for the skill of convincing them. So it's specific, right? You can't use it for other things.
Okay.
Okay. So I've got 4, 5, 6, 7. The -2 to +2.
Also, while she's doing that, what type of location are you arranging for this meeting? Is this like at a restaurant, a club? Is this in like a shady warehouse? Is it like
How secluded do we want this? I'd presume we want it reasonably secluded.
If they agree to one of our places, we could like book out a whole restaurant and just have like a private meeting there.
Yeah.
And you do have places in Chinatown, so it's not be especially.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it would be 9, then a -2 for the duration, so it's 7. I don't think I'm overreaching at all. Actually, I think I have one more reach to use, but I don't know. Let me check that.
Duration. If instant.
Okay, we can do instant instead of
Yeah.
sitting around for ages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Okay,
not really
cool.
much.
Ooh.
Okay, 3 successes.
Let me just check my praxis. Praxi?
Praxopodes.
That's it. No, it's not one of those. Okay, I will write
Do you,
that
how
down.
many praxes do you have?
3?
Okay. You
I
should
don't
have
think
a
I've
minimum
really
of
ever
3.
used them. Okay, I used Monkey Paw once. And wait, Grave Misfortune I think I used a lot, but I think that's the one I got later. Anyway. So yes, you now have a boon on you. So you are now good at persuading them. You get like on 4 different rolls. I don't think it's going to come up that many times with a +4.
So I was going to have it be 3 rolls.
Okay, 3.
So that should cover it.
Okay. Let's... yeah, it just gives you a +4, so I don't know how bad you were before, but it will definitely help in some way.
So the trick is that it's going to at first. Are you just straight going out with the like? Are you hostile to begin with, or are you polite to begin? Like, what is your tact to start this off? This meeting with this foreign gang.
I vote polite, but I'm not the one talking.
So wait, you're taking with a bunch of like thugs. That's not
Theoretically,
necessarily
they're just other people eating at the restaurant.
So,
I think starting off hostile might be.
If you're trying to convince them, starting off hostile would make it more hard to convince. But if you want to fight them, then hostile.
No. It's sort of like sort of. This is our territory.
Establish
the power over them.
Okay.
And then if they lean towards like starting a fight, then I can probably try to lay it off too much to try to calm things down, or we do have a fight.
Okay.
But it's not meant to be like we're ready to fight intimidation, more like we're well guarded.
Can I be hiding in the kitchen? Okay, I rephrase. Can I be in the kitchen, not hiding, just back there? Because we own this place, right? Or it's part of our territory, so I'll just be hanging out in the back.
Just to double check, what sort of things were we planning to say towards the foreign gang?
That's up to you.
we'll just explain that we're gonna break off the agreement, or if they're not happy with that, we'll just do like the one buy that we all agreed to, and then no more.
Basically, we don't want to be a long-term thing.
Okay.
Okay.
It
So I
shouldn't
think
be a problem, right?
we'll see. So it'll be the main we'll say the diplomatic face, but they do have 3 others with them.
Okay, we outnumber them.
So can I get a roll to see how well you get off that initial impression? How you set the atmosphere. So you're saying this is going to be some sort of intimidation. It sounds more it doesn't sound like a strength roll to me. It sounds more like a social roll.
Would be I think presence. Still using presence would be still.
Okay.
Can I assist?
Yes, you can. It would mean that you're now situation. But yes, you can. If you do so, roll before Anthony. So we'll have Anthony delay for a second.
Yeah.
Because this will give extra dice to you, Anthony.
Okay.
But
and this will be contested against their roll.
would you say me refusing to gamble gave me a willpower back? For being vain?
Sure.
Okay. I'll spend the willpower.
Ooh.
I really do not have much willpower. I have like two spare.
I have 3
Even
spare.
after getting a
That's my maximum.
That never played a Chronicles of Darkness game where Danny had actual willpower. It's two stats added together, and it's still you're always pretty low.
3 in both, right? I think.
Alright. Even what about for the one shots? Did I give you any in those?
I don't remember.
No.
Oh, focus.
So yes, you're gonna have 4 extra dice from his intimidation.
Oh, right.
Let's see.
But yeah, mine doesn't help you, I don't think, because it doesn't sound like you're really
We're not
persuading them. So
We're not
you can't
in the middle
decide.
of persuading, so
Yeah.
all right. Okay.
So you got 8 dice with 2 successes.
2 successes. Yeah.
They rolled 8 and only got rolled 6 and got 1. Okay, so you are able to set this sort of tone at your will for this initial thing, and they seem a bit insulted, but they're not going to break off the whole thing. Like it's like okay, well they seem curious why you're taking this tack. You could say. Okay, so now you're going to be trying to convince them that okay, yes, well, are you just going to tell them like what strategy you're going to have for actually getting across and telling them this is the thing? They are going to be disapproving of like we had a deal. So, what sort of direction are you going with that?
I'm just after some consideration. We do not want to get involved with the affairs overseas of things that we cannot see. So we can keep this relationship for say one more deal if you wish, but we are going to have to call this off.
That sounds persuasion-y.
Yeah.
So presence persuasion.
Yep. Do I still get the minuses that the +4 goes against, or being unskilled?
Oh, you'd still get the unskilled penalty.
No.
You still get the dice bonus.
Yeah.
Do you want me to assist again?
Yeah.
Okay,
So
You can say things just to back me up if you want.
So that would be presence and some sort of social persuasion and some sort of social.
Do you want to look
Probably.
intimidating in the back?
Does the presence work?
Presence works, yeah. I don't think I'm not sure that intimidation would be the appropriate skill. Though.
I got a dot in persuasion.
Yay.
Let's spend another willpower.
Actually, maybe I should spend a time. A double.
Okay, you've got 2 dice.
No, the +4s should be enough. It's contested. Okay, 2, 6, 5, 8, and 10. Oh, okay, this should be okay. Ah,
Okay. They only got 1 success once again, so you do end up. They are definitely not pleased. But they can see that they're not going to be able to initially change your mind. They seem very confused. You see their eyes scanning the room. There are a lot more of your men here than when we last discussed things.
it's well,
Oh, sorry. Just 2 cars, you know. 8 of us, 2 cars.
I was just in case things go. In case you weren't too privy on the deal. That's all. Safety is necessary in that.
Yes, but these that number is quite significant.
Oh, we weren't sure about.
Do you truly have that many sleepwalkers in your gang?
Oh no. Can I hear that from like the back kitchen?
I don't know. He would have said that quiet enough that,
Okay.
but it's definitely like like, if you're looking, you could just like see their faces.
Wait, I turn on my mage side.
Well, that's the question. So, are you going to try and have a poker face?
Yes.
Uh,
That's
so
gonna be.
Oh,
in this guess, this is the 3rd roll that I had planned. Can you give me some sort of subterfuge, poker facey roll? Presumably
I do not.
manipulate.
did I hear as well? Do I have to?
You've heard as well? Yes.
Okay.
Oh, they're gonna see it. It's a chance die. No +4 for convincing, or no, this isn't convincing. This is a chance die.
Yeah, leave that up to the
I'm leaving it
storyteller
up.
on that one.
I'm leaving it up to luck.
Okay, so that's a failure and a success from John Dow.
Intervene and say this was just business.
So
They see me like just
We're
be
just here to
extremely
talk about
surprised.
business.
I he's gonna look at you and he's like, he doesn't want to emaciate you because that could be seen as a hostile action if your peripheral sight just went off in this situation. He's gonna take that as a sign of attack, and he assumes that it would be the same for you. So, yeah, I think this meeting is concluded.
Okay, good.
Okay, so you agree to our terms. I put my hand up for shake.
He accepts the hand and he says, "But do know, breaking a deal does mean there may be consequences."
I just stare him in the eyes like
Is your hands sweaty? Do you wear gloves?
No, I
Still
do not
wearing
wear.
the rubber gloves from last session.
That's unhygienic. I don't. I'm not.
But what if he shot you with lightning right now?
Then I would be ruined.
No, I'm just remembering The Simpsons, The Touch of Death.
I redirect the lightning back. It's just his handshake, and it's just.
Okay, so yes, he is going to walk out after shaking your hand.
Yeah.
You are left in the restaurant.
Oh.
Presumably, yeah.
And then come out.
Are the cooks still doing stuff?
The cooks are still cooking. Is that what you asked?
Yeah,
What are we
other
talking about?
cooking.
I've come out and said, you guys look a bit more rattled than I thought.
Yeah, it turns out they probably were a mage, or at least a sleepwalker.
Oh.
They know about sleepwalkers.
Do you think this is the leaders of the rival gangs, or they just this could be
Mm,
bad for us, right?
I am
I think the worst that could happen
quite
is that they
uncertain.
start banking our rival.
Do you think that's likely? How do they take it?
Well, maybe. But what if they shipped a bunch of product and, the easy answer is find a buyer?
Makes sense. So are we paying for the? How did it go? Did we just cancel everything, or are we still going through with the current?
It looks like it cancels everything.
Yeah. I was surprised they didn't accept the terms for like a single deal, but you know.
And you think they're gonna stick to this? They're not gonna do anything
Mm,
negative to us?
they said there will be consequences.
That doesn't sound good.
Okay, better go. I
Well, did they say it like as a threat, or was it more just like, yeah, there's gonna be fallout for this,
Oh, I can't tell. I don't know.
Oh, no.
This is a bit too.
Would you like to roll to get a vibe on in which nature?
I'm not gonna roll. I'm just confused. This
I
is a
feel like
bit.
it'd be a wits composure roll, or maybe a politics roll.
thought it would be an empathy roll, no?
I don't.
Or-
I don't.
Oh,
have-
politics could work.
They might as well just said that there would be an offer that I hope that I had like a accident in the near future or something. I understand that.
I'll do a politics roll. It would be better to do with composure, but that would be like a perception. So. Yeah, I'll just stick with what I just said. 1 success.
With that, I think that you can tell that they are primarily more thinking that the financial, like they're not going to necessarily send a hit out or anything, but like this is going to hurt your reputation, and they may try to find other backers.
Yeah.
It's kind of expected.
But like they're not going to, like, hunt you for sport or anything.
Well, that's
Uh,
good.
We're safe. It's just.
Then they're not going to cast the spell that makes your skeleton walk out of your body.
It's always good when someone does not cast.
Skeleton escapes from the body. Dr. Nick.
Hopefully, that's the only other annoying thing that King does besides Everett or whatever the name is.
Now I think about this might have problems about us making like later deals, but oh well.
I just don't want to. Don't need opium. We'll make our own. Blackjack and hookers.
You don't have the hookers yet. You don't have any madams. It's illegal to own a brothel if you're a man. So
We don't do anything illegal in our gang.
The drugs.
I mean, I was being sarcastic.
I think it'll be easier just to find pay one to run it, but
I mean, yeah, that makes sense.
But as far as I'm aware, that's just not a racket you guys.
but yeah, I wouldn't know how to like run it anyway. I don't know the specifics.
Okay, so I think with that we'll end this session here. You guys have dealt with some of the fallout. You haven't got a full plan for dealing with Everett, but you do now have a picture on what sort of things King has done for the various areas of the business. Okay.
I was gonna say,
Yep.
what we could do is that, how this is a bad deal. We frame Everett somehow for a reason that we had to do this, and then it kind of ties up nicely as now we can get rid of Everett. Not sure how you would do it because they're not really related, so it would have to be a complicated story.
I want I'm willing to stab Everett in the front, but that's a bit too dirty for me.
No. Everett thought it was us giving him the go-to. Everett's not in the wrong. Leave him alone.
Everett's my problem because he's starting to step on my toes.
I was like, what you could also do is you could just kill Everett and blame it on the other gang. But of course, then we'd probably have to go to war. So that's probably a bad idea on the long run.
The most dirty I feel like is that when a gang war starts, I'll approach Everett and go, hey, we need to sort this out. You and I fight to the death.
Wow.
And then
Use him as cannon fodder at the very least.
No, that's a bit too dirty. I want to give. If they have to die, I'll give them a fighting chance. I don't want to besmirch
And then
their
he
name
pulls
with something
out like this magic
do.
sword.
Yeah, I know, right?
But yeah, no, I will fight them with a magic sword and kill them, and then if the gang war will be used as excuse. Oh, they died. They had an honorable death in a battle. That's my twisted sense of honor.
Okay.
So yeah, I hope people enjoyed that session. We'll have to see how you guys deal with the king situation. I think that's the primary pressing thing left, and I'll just go over XP for you guys. And then otherwise, I'll have to see you guys next time.
Sure thing.
Like and subscribe.
Yes. Go underneath the scribes.
Tell us your favorite
Press
gang.
the bell. Tell us your favorite gang. Do you support the Bloods or the Crips? Okay.